Nubrac, say bye-bye to your account. Hee hee. Bye-bye your account. Fucking loser. Yep, I'm down to do I heard you looking. Bro, you're trash. The only person I'd consider doing with on this team is his first pick, Nubrac. Wait, he's winning, bro. What? Wait, why are you telling me to dodge? What's wrong with him? Is it not updated? No, it's updated. Yo, your boy's smurfing. Look at him. Plays Timo, Leona, and Amumu. God bless. What is my Timo doing? Timo, you want 2-week vacation? Bish? I'll call my Riot friend right now, motherfucker. Friend. Bitch. Hey, Timo! Make it 3 weeks, bitch, if you don't leave. Why can't I play League? I'm so fucking sick of this game and its community. You're all assholes. Also, my asshole is more important than you, Nubrac, on Twitch. My asshole, okay? They would ban you before they ban my asshole. You wanna see, bro? They would ban you way before my asshole.
About a month back, I went through a situation where I played a game with Nightblue3 and I got banned. There are a lot of support tickets talking about the topic. There are a lot of videos covering the case on YouTube, and it blew up on the internet. And I'm here because I wanted to give you guys the facts and the rules that are currently in place. And I wanted to see what you guys think, give you guys like an unbiased opinion, and let you guys decide whether or not I should be banned or not banned. Because I currently was 300 LP in Grandmaster before the ban, and due to the 2-week vacation that I received, I lost not only my ranking, because after 10 days in Master or above, you get decayed, 250 LP per day. I also lost the end of season rewards and my honor level, which took a long time to get, and I've been a very honorable player up until this point, which is in debate. So the first thing I wanted to go over, I just kind of wanted to, this is a lengthy video, so skip ahead if you want to get to certain parts. First, I'm going to go over the Nubrac Nightblue background information about the game. I'm going to tell you what happened exactly, just in case you haven't heard about what happened on the internet or on Reddit. The next thing is I'm going to go over the support tickets. These are the tickets that I put onto the League of Legends site, and I will go back and forth in conversation, showing you guys how they responded and how I responded in return. And ultimately their final decision that happened within the ticket. Because there was multiple rioters involved in this case, so I have all the facts, I have all the screenshots, which I'm going to go over, and so you guys can make your own decision based on what you think Riot did well and what they didn't do well. At the very end, I'm going to go over the pros and cons of the strategy itself and why I think it's good. And then the overall impact on Nubrac and how people are interacting with me on my main, in my games, every single day, every single game. So let's begin, and let's have some fun, guys. The first thing I want to talk to you guys about the ban itself, which happened roughly 1 month ago, is I received a 14-day suspension. It was on June 26th for trolling, griefing, intentionally feeding, or deliberately trying to lose the match. Now, in my opinion, I was not trolling. This is a strategy that I have been doing for about a month or two before the ban actually happened. I main Timo support for 7 years now. I've been playing League of Legends since Season 2. I've been Diamond Plus every single season. And I main Timo. I'm one of the one tricks out there. I have a couple tricks, but I main Timo for the most part. I play him in every single role besides jungle. And I think I'm a fairly decent player and a non-toxic player in the community. In this particular match, in which I'm banned for, it was trolling, griefing, intentionally feeding, or deliberately trying to lose the match. The one game linked below is the game that I ended up with Nightblue3 on my team. Now, in my opinion, I was not trolling because I've done the strategy for several hundred games now. Griefing, that's the one that is maybe in debate on making your teammates upset. but the intention behind it was to never do that. Intentionally feeding, which I did not do at all in the game, and deliberately trying to lose the match, which I never do personally. I always try to win every single game. I'm the guy that really never forfeits a match. Here's the match covered, the statistics after the game. You can see Nightblue's in the game with me. In this game, 3 of my teammates ended up AFKing. I was support Teemo, but I was supporting my mid laner, in this case Irelia. We ended up getting the first blood, but after Nightblue tilted within the game, the game really went downhill. And since 3 people AFK'd and I got banned for it, that's why this blew up into a debate, because everyone thought Nightblue called his Riot friend. And I want to give you the facts beyond that, and just the way that he contacted and how he contacted, and what Riot really has the power to do in these kind of situations. Here is the Discord image that arose on the internet that someone linked from the LPP. Now, the LPP is the League Partnership Program. I'm not personally a part of it, but a bunch of streamers are. And basically what they have access to, or had access to until they removed this channel, was they had access to contact rioters, letting them know if anyone is purposefully griefing or running it down in their games. Supposedly, from what I understand, they went through the exact same report process that we went through. However, their tickets would be escalated to the front of the line to be taken care of right away. Now, in this picture, you can see Nightblue3 talking to the influencer manager at Riot Zephyr. He reported the game and showed that 2 days later, I was still unpunished. So he was talking about me within the channel, and he reached out to them again and said, hey, how come this Nubrac guy is not banned? So apparently Riot Zephyr was busy at the E3, which was going on at the time, and they were out of, for the last 4 days. But Riot Zephyr did recall Nubrac, so they already knew about my situation. They knew what was going on, even before Nightblue reached out to her, and she looked into it, and then I received the ban on the spot. And Nightblue says, it looks really bad when griefers are playing multiple days after griefing on stream, and realistically, I had no intentions of griefing at all in the game. In fact, 4 games later, I ended up with Nightblue on my team, and I ended up going Leona because I thought it was better for the team overall. So to say that I was griefing a streamer is absolutely wrong and incorrect. The next 2 screenshots I want to quickly go over. This was immediately after the game and after the incident. In these next 2 screenshots I want to show you guys, Nightblue told all his supporters to not go to my stream because he figured out I was streaming as well, and everyone watched Nightblue AFK reporting me live on stream. Now, the problem with that is when you tell everyone watching you to not go to this person's stream, what do you think they're gonna do? I've had thousands of Nightblue supporters and watchers come to my stream, and as you can see on the right, they called me a fat loser, they told me to kill myself, they're calling me a fucking psycho, and a fucking retard. And this kind of toxic community shows that streamers have a lot of power and influence when doing these kind of actions in games and reporting people and the effects it has on others. Here's another screenshot showing, shut the fuck up, you're trash, you're troll. And this was going on for the few hours after I was streaming. They just were harassing me nonstop, and even to this day I'm getting email death threats. People are AFKing in my games, and they're trolling me on purpose, calling it off meta just to intentionally ruin my games now. So after the whole situation happened, if I truly was in the wrong, I wanted to send a ticket into Riot, and I wanted to look up the rules myself to see which rules that are currently in place did I actually break. So I looked up the disciplinary system, and these are the actions that can be banned for. Insulting, harassing, or offensive language directed at other players, which Nightblue currently broke. Any kind of hate speech, okay, no one really did that. Intentionally ruining the game for others with in-game actions, such as griefing, feeding, or purposefully playing a way to make it harder for the rest of your team. Now, this rule in particular is a very gray area, which I wish was clearer, because in no way or shape or form did I feel like I was intentionally ruining the game. As you can see later in the video, I'll go over the pros and cons of the strat. But that's the one up for debate, in which did I really deserve the ban? Because even after the ban, I've been playing the strat on my main and my ult several hundred games now, and I still haven't received another ban, another warning, nothing like that. So let's continue. So here we see if you leave or go AFK at any point in the game, that's a bannable offense, which Nightblue and the two others on my team broke. So Nightblue got banned for these two actions, I assume. They can't disclose the details, but for, insulting, harassing, and leaving the game. And I got banned for the one up in the air, which is intentionally ruining the game for other players, but with the intention of ruining the game, which I did not have at all. The following actions that are not acted on by their system is playing poorly, still trying to win. So that happens sometimes in my games. Strong language, okay, strong language is fine as long as it's not harassment. And choosing unusual champions, building unusual items, or experimenting with new ideas that don't match the current meta. Now, in my opinion, I feel that playing Teemo support in a different lane has many benefits in supporting a different laner than your bot lane. Some of the few I can go off the top of my head are you get more Spell Thief gold. I'm usually up, 250 gold by 10 minutes on my support item. You get wards out quicker. You support someone that has more carry potential in the meta right now, in my opinion. I think top laners and mid laners can carry harder than most ADCs can. And I think that ADCs usually in my games will only be down 10-20 CS, where the top laners will be denied close to 50 CS every single game at 10 minutes, which has a huge impact overall. Now, the negative sides of this strategy is that, sometimes we may lose first tower bottom. It honestly comes down to who plays the 2v1 better. There obviously is the weakness of plates in the bot lane, but the gold that I generate and the gold that I deny from my support item and denying their top laner, in my opinion, outweighs the benefits of possibly losing that tower 2v1 bottom. Now, in some cases, I even get the first tower top 2v1, in which that case, it's pretty much a guaranteed win. I rotate the other lanes, I'm ahead in so much gold, so I can support my ADC or mid laner at that point to take other plates. So there's a lot of benefits and discussion and negativity towards this strategy, but I try to base things off of facts and numbers, and that's what I'm overall trying to do in this video for you guys. Here in the support ticket, basically asking if I could play an off-meta champion in a new fashion, and is it bannable? So after getting through their system and right department, they basically said, as long as I'm legitimately trying to win, they won't ban you for playing something out of left field. So, in essence, he's saying as long as you're trying to win, that should not be bannable. So then I asked, if I were to go Teemo support, buy a support item, and go to which lane I think is best for the team, is that bannable? In which they replied, that by itself likely wouldn't lead to a ban, but there's usually more context for this kind of thing. And that said, he couldn't discuss anymore because this was just a live chat. Now, so the question is, so the strategy is not bannable. It's been confirmed by several rioters stating it's okay, as you'll see in this video. So what was the real reason I was banned? That's what I'm trying to figure out. If Riot was clear with me about what I did wrong, I wouldn't do it again. But I've been playing the same ever since the ban. I was playing the same before the ban. And I didn't receive any other penalties besides the ban for that one game incident. So then we get into the support tickets. Aura was the rioter that was handling my tickets. I went to the support center and I asked why was I banned, trying to get more information about the situation. Because at the time, Nightblue was not banned. I was banned for 2 weeks. And all because I heard that Nightblue contacted his Riot friend and got me banned live on stream. So I wanted to figure out what was going on. Hey there, Nubrac. I'm sorry about your suspension. I know how tilting that's gotta be. I definitely don't want you to feel singled out here, even though I realistically was. Anytime the player breaks our behavioral guidelines, it's brought to our attention and we penalize for it. We just want to hold you to the same standards as the rest of the community. But under my understanding, the streamers have more privilege because they make Riot more money. She double-checked the circumstances and made sure there was not a mistake, and unfortunately they see that the 2-week suspension was correctly placed. So after they thoroughly investigated, it became clear that I was intentionally feeding and griefing in your game. Now, If you look at the actual game, I had 2 deaths, which was concerning, and both of them were legitimate deaths. I did not run it down. I just got caught out or got outplayed. So she wishes she could give me more detail about this, but in order to mitigate players from getting around their detection systems, they're unable to give me more details. So, she said to avoid the similar penalties, make sure you're always trying to win, and do not intentionally give the enemy team kills, or grief your teammates. Which, in case, I did not ever give the enemy kills on purpose, nor do I ever intentionally feed. I'm always trying to win, and the griefing your teammates is the only thing that is up for debate. Now, I asked her, I said, I have no idea how to prevent the future cases when I clearly have no idea what I did wrong. I didn't intentionally feed at all. Can you explain? I literally play the same every game. I played the same before the ban, after the ban, and I still end up losing my season rewards and any honor that I had. I told her I had 2 deaths in the game. Can you tell me at which ones you decided was intentionally feeding? And in the case, she said, what she's saying is that it's not entirely tied to dying to the enemy intentionally, but rather griefing your own teammates, such as being assigned support and leaving bot lane to take farm mid. Now here's the problem, right? It's not entirely tied to intentionally feeding is what she said. It's not at all tied to intentionally feeding. And being assigned support and leaving bot lane, the only reason I took farm mid was because my Aurelia AFK'd after Nightblue AFK. So I think I should be able to CS if my mid laner's not in lane and it's under turret. I never took CS from my Aurelia. I never would do that as being assigned support. And that raises more questions like when am I allowed to roam? And when am I allowed to CS if my laner's not there? So obviously I continued with the ticket. And I quoted, it's not entirely tied to dying. I'm like, it shouldn't be tied at all. I'm really angered and confused at this point. I played this hundreds of games. Why was this game in particular, ban-worthy other than Nightblue telling his Riot friend to report me? She said, I understand your frustration and confusion. What I mean to say is there is no griefing category of suspension specifically. That shows as intentionally feeding when the real reason why you were suspended is due to griefing your teammates. Okay, so we go from intentionally feeding and griefing to now just griefing my teammates. Now, the definition of griefing is intentionally making other people mad in your games and ruining the game for others. My intent was always to win, always to support my team, always to try my best, and to get a 2-week vacation, and to get banned and to lose everything on my account and all the rewards and honor level is just absurd. She goes on, when you are assigned support role, especially in higher elo, it can be considered griefing if you leave your ADC to fend for themselves and go mid to take CS. Now, this sentence is huge in my opinion, because they're saying when you're assigned support, especially in higher elo, which means that the elo you're at depends on the rules that are applied. It can be considered griefing if I leave my ADC to fend for themselves. Now, the only reason I took mid CS was because my mid laner was not there in AFK. And that raises the other question on when are supports allowed to roam and gank another lane or stay in another lane? Because like I said, I've been doing this strat hundreds of games before and after this game, and I haven't been banned yet again. I've been supporting my other laners, and there never was a problem unless there was this one game that I happened to be with Nightblue. And I never take CS. And there's supports like Alistar that roam the map and gank level 2, level 3. A lot of supports in general will do the ADC check. Well, they'll see how good their ADC is. If they're not playing very well, they'll start roaming to try to make plays happen around the map. So I think it's kind of bullshit that you can get banned for leaving your ADC. Because in essence, all I'm doing is just transferring power from one lane to another. I'm not leeching XP like most people claim. I'm literally just shifting the power to a different laner. I obviously replied with all this information. I'm like, so when am I allowed to take CS as a support? When am I allowed to roam? Like, can I CS if there's minions at my tower and my laner's not there? Or is that bannable? At what time are supports allowed to roam and make plays around the map? you know, because like I said before, I made the ticket asking when I do this, is this bannable? I made that live support ticket and asked them, you know, can I play Teemo in other lanes and support other laners? And they said as long as I'm trying to win, then it shouldn't be bannable. So why am I banned in this case? And then I said, you know, can you provide proof when I took CS when my mid laner was there? And they basically replied they can't provide more specifics around the situation and the suspension. And they're basically saying, we're not here to debate anymore. You know, now they're saying the behavior spanning over the other games as well were considered griefing. So now they're saying more than one game was included in the griefing. After the whole situation blew up on the internet, a few days later, I received another ticket from Aura. She replied, I'll be honest, the situation was not handled well by Nightblue3, and that behavior is still not acceptable on his part. So they'll be re-investigating the whole situation again and bringing more attention internally. But unfortunately, they can't disclose the outcome besides us being able to see that Nightblue got banned. I'd also like to be able to address your other question on your ticket here with you, but because of the situation blew up, you should be hearing a response from someone soon. I know you're eager for answers, and I don't blame you, but due to how much this issue has escalated, we're trying to formulate a response, so hang tight and you should hear from us in some time. Now, at the time I'm making this video, it's roughly 1 month past the incident. And I was waiting and waiting and waiting for a reply from someone else. I didn't know where I was going to receive this reply or when I was going to receive this reply. But Riot Derp stepped in. This is about a week later, not too far from the incident. And Riot Derp stepped in on the ticket and was like, hey there, my name is Derp, and he'll be stepping in for Aura. And Derp really didn't give me any information. All he says is we can't disclose the information. I linked the Reddit thread with all this information I'm showing you guys now. I was banned on the subreddit, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But I basically was asking Derp the same questions I was asking Aura. As you can see in the screenshot here, I was just basically asking, can I get my LP restored? Can I get my honor restored? You know, can you tell me why I was banned? And since that date, I have not received another response from Riot Derp or Riot Aura. Now, just within this, you know, in July, I made another separate ticket for reporting someone else. And it was Riot Aura now replying to the ticket. So I asked Aura, I'm like, hey, can you tell me why I got banned in the other ticket? And I said, you know, the Riot Derp that took over my ticket seems to be missing in action. Like, can you let me know what's going on here? And when I asked that question, a third rioter now came into the equation called Ironwing. And he said, hello, my name is Ironwing. I'll be stepping in while my fellow support agent is out. So now we have a third rioter trying to take over the ticket. And essentially, he was just saying, I checked over the ticket and has been in queue waiting for a response. It may take longer for an answer. I wish I had more information, but you need to wait for that ticket to be updated. Well, it's now, that was on July 22nd. It is now August 6th, and we still don't have a complete whole answer as to why I was banned and the specifics to why I was banned. Because if Riot came to me and said, hey, these are the rules you were breaking, don't do that again, roaming Teemo support is bannable, I would not do that again, and I would understand going forward what the rules are. But when I was doing the strat hundreds of games before the ban, hundreds of games after the ban, and I still haven't received another ban, another warning, you know, none of that, then something's wrong with the rule system they have in place. And I feel I was wrongfully banned for other than the reason that Nightblue told someone to ban me. Now, on Reddit, someone made a video covering the whole situation, which I might go over in this video. But basically, another rioter, Riot Wookie Cookie, replied to the Reddit post, which blew up before it was removed. And the video contained the whole evidence, clips of the game from my point of view and Nightblue's point of view. And Riot Wookie Cookie wanted to address a few things. Riot will not ban a player for off-meta play, full stop. If you're curious on thoughts about off-meta play, you can hear it straight from Meddler here, which we'll go over this video, which Riot Meddler goes over a unusual playstyles video. In this particular case, he popped up on our radar a few weeks ago, and we decided not to take action at the time because playing Teemo in this method is not against our rules. So this is another Rioter stating that my playstyle is not against the rules. So I was not toxic in the game at all. I have the full recording of mine and his point of view. So why was I banned? If this guy is saying that, you know, what I'm doing is not against the rules. However, after reviewing the continued reports we were receiving, a pattern was forming where this targeted off-meta behavior was occurring most often in games when a player was with a high-profile streamer. Here's my problem with that. I'm Grandmaster 300 LP. Who do you think are in my games? That's right. Every single game I'm playing with a streamer. And it's crazy to think that I was doing this strategy just because a streamer was in my game. Now, you can look at my match history, which shows that I switched from a Mumu jungle to Leona support to Teemo, in different lanes. So in no way, shape, or form can they draw that conclusion to where I played Teemo support just because a streamer was in my game. Because I've been playing Teemo support for the past few seasons. So this is crazy to me that I received an unjust ban for 14 days and lose all my rewards and elo because of this miscommunication that's happening within Riot. Reporting players for trolling is not something only streamers have the power to do. They encourage it for basically streamers to contact people to get people banned. Now, some of you might think, hey, I shouldn't be able to contact a Rioter to get someone banned. But that's up for debate. Personally, do I think that streamers should have some kind of power to get people banned? No, but I do think they have a right to kind of have a fast contact to go through the same process that everyone else goes through to review the case and to ban it if it is just worthy. What I thought happened in my situation was Nightblue just contacted them. They said, hey, yeah, we've been receiving reports for Nubrac, and they just banned without reviewing the case. And I think Riot's stuck in this problem now, and why it's taking so long and why I'm not getting any more answers is because if they say, hey, what he's doing was ban worthy, people are going to get upset. They're going to be like, why was he banned? What did he do that was bannable? It's going to make people never want to try new things and be made as slaves to a sense. But if they say, hey, what Nubrac did wasn't wrong, then people are also going to be upset because they're going to be like, well, he was just trolling. I guess I control my games and, take that kind of attitude and, fall off of that idea. He also states that we won't take action if we can determine the pattern of trolling if we believe the player is making good faith effort with their off-meta play. Which, if you watch my live streams, every single game, I'm trying my best. I'm literally never inting on purpose. I'm literally trying to win. I'm working with my team. I'm not taking CS. I'm literally just supporting a completely different lane. That's the only difference. Now, I've done some research about this Wookie Cookie guy. And this guy is the same guy that handled the Singed and Nunu cases with the support Singed and support Nunu. And he made a post 2 years ago saying we're updating our policy so unusual play styles don't get 14-day bans. Now, in the past, although it was rare, for players who caused an abnormal amount of pain to their teams with off-meta picks, instead of receiving this 14-day ban, and fell through our detection system, you would go through this audit system. And basically this audit system that he describes in this paragraph would basically say, hey, we lock your account, we tell you what you need to say or what you need to do to make sure you're not breaking the rules, and then they would unlock your account, and then you would know exactly what you can or cannot do. Here is how that process would work. I'm not going to go into huge detail, but you can pause the video if you'd like to read how the process would work. But I never went through that process, and I don't think that process exists. I immediately got the 14-day ban. And that's why I'm personally upset about this whole situation. Because if Riot Wookie Cookie is coming out and stating these false statements and then saying you were going to do this audit process, and I never went through that audit process, that doesn't, say much about you yourself. Or Riot as a company. What's also interesting is a bunch of pro players jumped on the bandwagon, Jensen, Doublelift, ICU, and Forrest, and they came in defense of Nightblue3 for the incident when they had no idea of any of the context or any of the facts. They just sided with Nightblue because he was another popular, streamer. And Riot Zephyr made a reply. Now, Riot Zephyr is the one that Nightblue3 talked to and got me banned in the LPP Discord channel. So here, Riot Zephyr says, she basically explains what the LPP is, which is the League Partner Program. And LPP members do not have the power to influence actions taken against other players. There is a difference between regular reporting and this potential speed at which reports are reviewed. The only difference is the speed at which they are reviewed. But based on my case, the whole Discord channel got removed, and there's something off about the case because I didn't go through any kind of I just instantly got banned right after the game for this incident, or shortly after the game. So this process, I don't know who's reviewing these escalated tickets, but I feel like it's a different department, or there's not enough information out there like describing how the LPP program works and the benefits that streamers get, and I think that information should be brought to the public. The little bit of information is brought here in the post. You can pause the video and look at this if you're interested. Otherwise, I'm going to continue with more facts. I tried to make a post on Reddit explaining all the facts and details that I'm currently showing in this video. I wanted to wait for this video so, the ban incident could be concluded. I could come up with the whole story from heads to tails. But unfortunately, the issue never got resolved. No one ever came back and replied to me, and I think this is very immature of Riot as a whole. As a company, they should be able to come and tell me what I did wrong and why I was banned, and just not ban players for several different reasons, from intentionally feeding to griefing because I was doing this purposely because another streamer was in my game. All these are different reasons that are not true. And if you take all these reasons to their current rulebook, I did nothing wrong. And here you can see Nightblue making a post after I got banned on Reddit. And he said, only the brain-damaged League Redditors could defend a Teemo duo soft inting. Queued support and sat duo mid all game without anyone's permission. LMAFO. So it's very childish of the reaction that Nightblue gave off to people. And the whole situation was very immature of him. And as a big streamer, you have a lot of influence on others, and you shouldn't be taking that influence and putting negativity out in the world, because when people hear stuff, they believe stuff, and then when they believe stuff, actions come out of it. And I'm here trying to be a positive influence in the world, come up with new ideas, try to share some love. And I've been receiving a lot of hate in the community for an unjust ban when people don't have all the facts straight. I did a small poll on my stream when it just started. I said, should players be allowed to AFK if someone else AFKs? I thought this result was interesting enough to share. 50% of people said yes, and 50% of people said no. Now, in my opinion, you should not be able to AFK under any reason. If you AFK because someone else AFKs, you're just as guilty. In my opinion, you need to play until a forfeit vote goes through or the Nexus explodes. And that's just my personal opinion. But some people think, hey, if someone else AFKs, I'm wasting my time, I should be able to, AFK too. And that's up to Riot to determine the final rules on that. Now I asked a different question. I said, do you need permission from your team to do off-meta? Now, most people say, no, you don't need permission to do these crazy strategy, right? But there's a lot of the community, 30%, that thinks, hey, yeah, you do need permission to do any off-meta or crazy strategy. Now here's my understanding of the whole situation with that. In my opinion, you don't need to ask permission to do any kind of strategy you want. That's what a game is meant for. You can do anything you want as long as you're not intentionally ruining or hurting your team. I went to go to the league rules page, trying to understand my temporary account ban. And there's a section called "What can I do to not be banned in the future?" Here's their tips. Turn off all chat. Okay, that's fine, because obviously if you're reading enemy chat, it could tilt you. Second thing, mute people, pings, or emotes the moment you feel the urge to respond. So that's basically saying, hey, you can mute whoever you want. If people are arguing with you or about your strategy, whatever, you can just mute them. The third thing is remove the chat window completely by pressing enter and dragging it outside your game window. This is literally telling me that I don't have to communicate with my team if I don't want to get banned. Literally, I just drag the chat window off the screen. And I shouldn't be banned for that. This is on Riot's page. I like to go based off of facts, not opinions. And what's also funny is there's another tip. Rage verbally at the screen in order to not get in-chat restriction. Like, so instead of getting angry, the next time you're angry in League of Legends, just go, Teemo, 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 instead. You know? Like, rage verbally at the screen instead of in-game. And then obviously play with friends to avoid the solo queue, you know? That helps, because one less person to report you. Unless they don't like you. Another section on Riot's site is if you can't chat in game, won't you be banned for failing to communicate? Because a lot of people said with the strategy, I failed to communicate with my team. And here it states, players are never banned for not communicating through the in-game chat. And in fact, the large portions of the games are completed with very few words being said at all. So this statement says that, hey, if you don't want to talk, you don't have to, because you won't be banned for not communicating with your team. Funny side notes, someone uploaded the whole game with me and Nightblue, and it actually appeared on Pornhub, which I thought was just a funny side fact that you guys should know about the incident. And my name also appeared on Urban Dictionary with Nubrac, the act of lubricating your ADC's butthole while simultaneously giving your top or mid a massive blowjob. Nubrac, noun, stems from the Greek mythology, a Teemo worshipper. Nubrac, verb, to be queued up in a game with a Teemo worshipper who makes everyone on the team magically tilt. Holy shit, it's Nubrac. Forfeit 15. And so these are the kind of stuff that's going out into the community, and I don't think it's good for anyone, to be honest. I just wanted to show you guys, I tried putting this factual information out to Reddit. I worked 10 hours with the league moderator in the Reddit, and I got permanently banned because after trying to reiterate it so many times, it took 10 hours. And I had to basically take all my opinions out of it, so I made this video instead telling my opinions. And yeah, it's just kind of crazy that I got banned from Reddit too. I never use Reddit, but I want to let the public know about this story and what the facts are and what information can be brought to the table, just for future notice and for you guys. And it's crazy that I got banned for 10 hours of hard work with the lead moderator. Hey guys, thank you so much for checking me out, checking out my YouTube channel, and hearing the whole story of the Nightblue and Nubrac situation. Please make sure to subscribe and give me a like, and come check me out live on my Twitch, twitch.tv/famousnubrac.